To the baseball live stream. This is MLB The Show 23. I am Chris Ramos. Time to play game one of the American League Championship Series. Connecticut Knights at the Kansas City Royals. Let's play the next game in the schedule, which is first game of the ALCS at Kaufman Stadium. Robin Ramos is the starting pitcher. This is the starting lineup. I hit, I pitch, I field. I do not run the bases. Let the computer run the bases for me. And I do play-by-play. Ooh, Kansas City Royals during the regular season actually had more wins than the Connecticut Knights. 102-99. They are probably the favorite in this 7-game series. But we shall see what happens. On the mound, Alek Manoah making his second playoff start. He has lost his first. He's 0-1, 4.05 earned run average. He'll face Dizzy Walsh to lead off the ALCS. Fastball misses outside, ball one. Dizzy Walsh plays left field. He played left field since the All-Star break. Injury replacement for Chris Ramos, Robin Ramos' identical twin. Fouls it back. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Dizzy worked himself into a job. He's got a lot of speed. Plays a good left field. He's either going to be the DH next year or split time. See, that's why. Line drive, base hit up the middle. Leadoff single for the fastest man on the team. Next up, Derek Jeter. Look at that lead. High and tight, ball one. As I said earlier, I do not steal the bases. I let the computer decide when to steal the bases for me. So if Dizzy Walsh takes off for second, it'll be as much a surprise for me as it is for you. Keep an eye on that man down there at first. Here's the 1-0. Checked his swing, but it was in there. High strike. Count evens 1 ball and 1 strike. Here comes the 1-1 from Manoah. High 2-1. And he's a little out in front, pulls it foul. Count evens 2 balls, 2 strikes to Derek Jeter. If I have to tell you who Derek Jeter was in real life, you know baseball fan. Chase's high fastball, swing and a miss, struck him out for the first out of game 1 of the ALCS. Chased a bad pitch. Bottom line, up in his eyes. Next up, Ken Griffey Jr., center fielder, left-handed hitter. Fastball misses outside, ball 1. 3 homers and 8 runs batted in this postseason. It says 2026 postseason because this is year number 4 of this created franchise with legendary players fantasy draft. Swing and a miss late on the fastball. Count evens 1 ball, 1 strike. Ken Griffey was the most valuable player in the American League in real life in 1997. One of the best players I've ever seen. My favorite player of all time in real life is Don Mattingly playing for Kansas City over there at first base. Down and in, 2-1. Big Yankee fan growing up. Big fan of Don Mattingly. Chases a sinking fastball, swing and a miss. Count evens at 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner leads off first. No score here in the top of the first inning at Kaufman Stadium. Manoah deals. Low, full count, 3-2. On deck is the third baseman, Miguel Cabrera. Pulls it foul. First base line. And the at-bat will continue. Surprised that Dizzy Walsh over there first didn't take off. He's got speed, overall 99. Oh, that's a deep drive. He's going back, but not far enough. The right fielder makes the catch 2 away. Hit it on the nose, but didn't get enough underneath it, apparently. So So with 2 down, here is on your screen the Connecticut Knights lineup, hitting .297 in the postseason so far. You'll notice the number 6 hitter is Robin Ramos, starting pitcher, also hitting for himself, the official designated hitter. So 2 outs, runner leads off first for Cabrera. Chases the fastball, swing and a miss, strike 1. It was in there, but he was out in front. Checked his swing, but no, says the home plate umpire. You went too far. That's a strike. 2 quick strikes on Miguel Cabrera. Fouls it back. Count remains 0-2. Very strange to see Miguel Cabrera so thin. I know only the fat version from the second half of his career. Line drive foul. Third base line. Who will strike first? Will it be the Connecticut Knights? We shall see. Fastball just misses off the plate. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Oh, he's going. The throwdown is in time. So Miguel will lead off the top of the second as Dizzy Walsh is thrown out trying to steal. Nice throw from Mike Piazza on the money. So taking the mound for game 1 of the ALCS, Robin Ramos. He had a start in the ALDS against the Chicago White Sox, lost his only start. As you can see, the stats are on the screen. He will face Hank Thompson to lead off the game for the Kansas City Royals. Slicing down the left field line, out of play, strike 1. A little late on the fastball. Line drive headed towards the right center field gap. Salmon is on his horse, makes the catch. 1 away. Nice play by the right fielder, Tim Salmon. For a moment there, I wasn't sure if he was going to get there. So as you can see, the Kansas City Royals lineup gracing your screen. Like I mentioned, a big fan favorite of Don Mattingly, who's first baseman for the Royals, hitting 6th in the Royals lineup. Next up, Monty Irvin. Here's the pitch from Ramos. Outside corner, strike 1. Strike 2, painting the black, as they call it. Did he check it? Yes, he did. Pitch was high and tight. Count is 1-2. His only start in the American League Division Series was a Game 2 start. He pitched 5 shutout innings and they gave up. Slicing, foul. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes on Irvin. Gave up 4 runs in the bottom of the 6th. So, very up and down start. Line drive, first base line foul. The at-bat will continue. He lost to Don Sutton. But luckily, the Connecticut Knights, the rest of the squad came through and won the rest of the series. I think they won in 4. 4 out of 5. Pops him up. Charging is Cabrera at third in foul territory. Makes the catch 2 away. So next up is Mike Piazza. Cold as ice, as you can see from that stat line here in the playoffs. Misses outside, ball 1. Mike Piazza in this fictional franchise is a 16-time All-Star, most recent in 2026. Out in front of the changeup, swinging and a miss, count evens 1 ball and 1 strike. So 16 times to be in the All-Star, named to the All-Star squad, is one heck of an honor. Oh, high to the backstop, 2-1. A little close to the dome. Slow bouncer, Cabrera on the infield grass, throws across in time. Side retired, 1-2-3 inning for Robin Ramos. And at the end of one, no score here in game one of the ALCS. So we go to the top of the second. Miguel Cabrera returning to home plate. He was at home plate in his at-bat when Dizzy Walsh was thrown out in the top of the first. So his at-bat will continue from scratch here in the top of the second. Deep drive, but playable. Just got under it. Irvin is there and left. 1 out. Next up, Carlos Delgado. Alek Manoah sets and delivers. Out in front, foul. Carlos had 33 homers this season. Not too shabby. I think he led the ball club with 112 RBIs. Fastball outside misses. Count evens, 1 ball and 1 strike. And that fouls it back behind home plate. Count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pulls it hard but foul. Way out in front. That ball's deep. Back goes Hank. Oh my goodness. Thought it had more life under it. The wind must be knocking the ball down. Thought he had all of it, but instead it's a fly out. Two away here in the top of the second. The DH and also starting pitcher for the Connecticut Knights, Robin Ramos, takes his turn up at the plate to hit. Fastball in there, strike 1. Robin Ramos was the 2023 Rookie of the Year, and he's gone to the All-Star game 4 times in 4 seasons. That's what happens when you are a two-way player. Outside count evens, 1 ball, 1 strike. He also has won 2 Cy Young Awards. Fouls it back, 1 ball, 2 strikes. So this is season number 4 in this fictional franchise. 2 championships out of 3 seasons, going for 3 out of 4. 3 out of 4 World Series wins. Fouls it upstairs behind home plate. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes on Ramos. Ramos had 90 runs batted in during the regular season. Not too shabby for the everyday designated hitter. Outside 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases empty, no score, top of the second. Game 1 of the American League Championship Series. Low, full count. On deck is Tim Salmon. Here comes the 3-2. Fouls it back. We'll do it again. So, in this fictional franchise on the Connecticut Knights, there are identical twin brothers, Chris Ramos and Robin Ramos. Chris Ramos is the everyday left fielder. Slicing the other way, routine play for Monty Irvin. He retires the side. 1-2-3 inning for Alek Manoah. After an inning and a half of baseball, no score. So we go to the bottom of the second, upsets Mike Trout. In there, strike 1. Triple digits on the radar gun, 101 miles an hour, showing no fear of the very dangerous Mike Trout. Just gets a piece of that changeup, fouls it off. Count quickly, no balls and 2 strikes to Trout. Line drive to center, routine play for Griffey, and there is 1 away. Next up, Harmon Killebrew. Cold as a winter storm. High and tight, but cold to strike with the home plate umpire. Harmon Killebrew, 33 homers during the regular season. No homers in the playoffs as of yet. Let's keep it that way. Line drive, slicing, foul. Off the net on the first base line. Count is 0-2 on Killebrew. What a name. Harmon Killebrew. Legendary player, I assume from the 1950s or 60s. 500 home run club member. All-star. Strike three called. Low outside corner with the two-seam fastball. First strikeout of the game for Ramos. Next up is Yankee first baseman Don Mattingly, obviously playing for the Kansas City Royals in this fictional franchise. Fastball outside, ball one. Hitting .462 in the playoffs. I have to say I'm proud. My favorite player growing up as a teenager. Here comes the 1-0. Two-seam fastball misses outside. Count is 2 balls and no strikes. And that is a one-hopper in the hole for short. Long throw by Jeter, scooped by Delgado. Side is retired, 1-2-3 inning. The end of 2, still no score. This is MLB The Show 23. So we go to the top of the third. Tim Salmon steps up. Tim Salmon, he was a player from the 1990s. He was Rookie of the Year. He went to the All-Star game several times. Fastball outside, ball one. Not a Hall of Famer, but definitely an All-Star during his career. And he's out in front, pulls the breaking ball foul for strike one. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Swing and a miss. Count is 1-2. Just late on the fastball. Alex Manoah gets him to chase the slider down and away. Strikes him out, 1 away. Nasty pitch. Here's a replay. Pardon me. What did they say? He couldn't have hit that with an oar. Anyway, 1 away. Up steps the second baseman, Bryson Stott. Chopper at the mound, out of the crouch. Nope. Oh, the pitcher, Manoah. Can't get a hand on it. Will they give him an error? No, they're going to give him a base hit. Scores table is generous. I thought Piazza would grab it. He backed off at Alex Manoah charging off the mound, but couldn't get a glove on it. Anyway, runner at first, 1 away for the catcher, Mitch Garver. Fouls back to fastball, strike 1. Mitch Garver, in this fictional franchise, was the 2023 World Series Most Valuable Player. He's still on the team 4 years later. Sky's at the center. Trout is there. He makes the catch for out number 2. So with 2 down, lineup turns over for Dizzy Walsh, who singled in the first and then was caught stealing. Down and in, ball 1. 86 games for Dizzy Walsh over there at left field. Late on the fastball, fouls it down the left field line, out of play. Count evens 1 ball and 1 strike. So runner leads off first, 2 away, no score in the top of the third in this best of 7 series, game 1 of the ALCS. Fouls it back, count evens 1 ball and 2 strikes. Doesn't even, pardon me, counts 1-2. Nothing even about 1-2. Swing and a miss. Tied him up in knots, struck him out, side retired. So 3 shutout innings for Alek Manoah. We go to the bottom of the third. Ernie Banks gets his turn against Ramos. Fouls at first base line towards the dugout. Strike one. Ernie Banks played for, I believe, the Chicago Cubs, their shortstop in the 1960s. Late on the changeup. Tough to be late on the changeup, but fouls it away nonetheless. Count as quickly, no balls, 2 strikes. He was probably the best player in the 60s, but I think his legacy was that he never made it to the World Series. Pops him up, first base side. Delgado waits for it. Makes the catch on the edge of the outfield grass for out number 1. Next up, Eli De La Cruz, making his first start in the postseason, I believe. The stat line looks kind of naked. Outside corner, strike one. Skies it shallow center. Griffey charges. Oh, he lets it drop in. Oh, he lets it drop in. He's going to third. Oh, my goodness. Ellie De La Cruz shames everybody with a 1-out triple. First of all, should have been caught by the outfielder. Lets it hop in. Then takes for granted that he's going to stop at second, and he does not. So, mental mistakes all around. Jerry Hairston Jr. gets up. Outside corner with the fastball, strike one. Runner can score from third, the first run of the ball game, without the benefit of a base hit. Deep fly ball, deep ground ball. Swing and a miss the fastball, strike two. Ramos needs to get this strikeout. Pop up. Checked it. Held. Did not swing. Count as 1 and 2. Ramos wanted it. Did not get it. Slicing over the dugout. Foul ball. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. So, De La Cruz at third. 1 away. Deep drive. Will Walsh even get it? If he does, it's definitely going to score. He does. Gets the over-the-shoulder catch. He'll walk home. That is a 1-out RBI sacrifice fly. And Kansas City takes a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the third. Next up, Hank Thompson. 2 outs, bases empty. Pops him up. Outfield grass. Jeter is there. Makes the catch. Side retired. But they score a run thanks to the hustle triple by Ellie De La Cruz. Connecticut Knights trail the Royals 1-0. Derek Jeter leads off the top of the fourth. Ground ball in the hole, off his glove, and he'll hold it. He'll eat it. That's an infield single for Derek Jeter. Leadoff single here in the top of the fourth inning. Next up, Ken Griffey Jr. Flew out in the first inning. Looked like he, hit it over the fence, but the ball just died. Quick throw to first. He's back. Tried to paint the outside corner with the slider, but missed. Count as 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0 Kansas City here at the top of the fourth. And it's a fly ball to right. Again, got under it. Hank Thompson makes the catch, 1 away. Next up, Miguel Cabrera, 0 for 1. Slicing down the right field line, charging is Thompson. He makes the catch, 2 away. Thought it might have a chance to dunk in that right field corner, but Thompson ran it down. Nice play. Next up, Carlos Delgado, 0 for 1. Runner leads off first, 2 outs. Quick throw. He's back. This is game 1 of a 7-game series. You want to get this playoff series off on the right foot. Chases a fastball on the outside corner. Swing and a miss. Count is 0-1 to Carlos. Chases the circle change. Swing and a miss over the top. 2 quick strikes on Delgado. Alek Manoah is pitching a gem so far, but as we know, things can change very quickly. But not just yet. It's a shallow fly ball to center. Trout tracks it, makes the catch, retires the side. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left on at the end of 3.5. It's Kansas City 1, Connecticut nothing. I'm Chris Ramos. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Monty Irvin popped out in the first. He's 0 for 1. Line drive off the net, strike 1. So far, it appears that Robin Ramos is a victim of some poor defense out there, but we all know who's holding the controller, so it's not really his fault. It's my fault. High fastball, count evens 1 ball, 1 strike. High changeup, probably more likely. At the knees, strike 2. Misses, low, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pitcher's off the plate, checked his swing, count goes full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. On deck is Mike Piazza, the catcher. Pulls the high fastball down the right field line, out of play. Check that left field line, out of play. I always get my left and my right confused, especially when doing play-by-play. Swing and a miss. He chased the slider down and away. Struck him out. This one away. Second strikeout of the game for Ramos. Next up, Mike Piazza grounded out in the first. One of the best hitting catchers to ever live. Outside corner with the strike. Line drive, foul. 2 strikes on the hitter. That's a line drive headed towards the right center field gap, and it will be in there and will go all the way to the wall. Rounding first and headed to second. It's a stand-up double for Mike Piazza with 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. Kansas City now has a runner in scoring position, an insurance run. Here's the replay. Oof. Next up, Mike Trout. High fastball, cold strike. Count is 0-1. Pops it up, right side, out of play. Strike 3 called. He didn't like it, thought it was high and inside, but nevertheless, it's strikeout number 3 and out number 2 here in the 4th. I mean, if I was calling balls and strikes, that pitch is high, but what can I say? I'll take it. Harmon Killebrew. In the dirt, knocked away, no advance. Garver blocked it nicely. Ball 1. Swing and a miss at the fastball. Count evens 1 ball, 1 strike. Just gets a piece of the curve. 2 strikes. Runner in scoring position is the second run, potential run of the game, an insurance run. 1-0 lead for KC. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Side retired. End of 4 innings of play. Kansas City leads 1-0. This is MLB The Show 23. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Top 5. The designated hitter, Robin Ramos. 1-0 Kansas City. Out in front of the slider. Swing and a miss. As you can see on the screen, 2-time Cy Young Award winner in this franchise, fictional franchise. Fouls it upstairs behind home plate. Count quickly, no balls and 2 strikes to Ramos. He's a good hitter, a good enough hitter to drive in 90 runs during the regular season. Not as good as his brother Chris. Oh, that hits him. Ahead in the count and hits him. So they have a base runner. Tying run is at first for Tim Salmon. He's 0 for 1. Grounder to the right side. Tosses to second for 1. Back to first. A 4-6-3 double play. And there are 2 away. Nice play by De La Cruz. He's making his presence felt in game 1 of this ALCS. At the plate and with his glove. Out. Next up, Bryson Stott. 2 away, bases empty. Fastball low, ball 1. Bryson singled in the 3rd. He's 1 for 1. Fly ball to center. Trout is there. And he retires his side. So after 4.5, it's Kansas City 1, Connecticut nothing. This is MLB The Show playoff baseball. Bottom of the 5th, leading off, Don Mattingly. Grounded out in the 2nd. In there, strike 1. Slider misses inside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Hard ground ball to 3rd, bobbled, picks it up, throws him out. Nice recovery by Miguel Cabrera at 3rd. Hit hard, but hit right at him, kept it in front of him. Made it look easy. So, with 1 away, Ernie Banks steps in. He's 0 for 1 with a pop out in the 3rd. Misses outside with the fastball, ball 1. Out in front of the changeup, swing and miss, count evens, 1 ball, 1 strike. As usual, as the usual story, line drive, base hit, and there's a 1-out single for the Kansas City Royals. They have a base runner. What I was saying is that, as usual, Robin Ramos is pitching well but gets no run support. The story sometimes is that when the bullpen ends up on the mound, the starter comes out of the game. That's when the fortunes change. Ella De La Cruz takes a pitch, low, ball 1. Hopefully that will be the MO today. Inside 2-0. Line drive caught. Quick throw to first, not necessary. He was back very quickly. That's the 2nd out of the inning. Nice leaping catch by reaction play by Cabrera at 3rd. So 2 down for Jerry Hairston Jr. who had a sac fly in today's game for the only run of the game. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Runner leads off first. Oh, it's back to the backstop. Bounces. Oh, he's going to go to 2nd easily. So it's a wild pitch. Runner moves into scoring position. So runner at 2nd with 2 outs for Hairston. Count is 1 ball, 1 strike. Lines it, foul. First base line, strike 2. Pulls the change up deep down the left field line, out of play. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-0 Kansas City. Foul ball. At bat continues. This is game 1 of a 7-game series. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Side retired. So it's an official ball game. 5 innings of baseball. Kansas City leads 1-0. So leading off the top of the 6th is Mitch Garver. 0 for 1. Grounded to 3rd. Over to 1st. In time, 1 pitch, 1 away. hit it hard, but they were guarding the line at third. Nice play by Hairston. Lineup turns over yet again. Dizzy Walsh steps in. He's 1 for 2 with a single. Low ball one. Manoa is pitching a gem. 5 shutout innings, working on a 6th. Hard ground ball to the shortstop. Over to first. 2 away. Walsh is 1 for 3. Next up, Derek Jeter 1 for 2 with a single in the 4th. Infield single, if I remember correctly. Just gets a piece of fastball. Chase the pitch outside the zone. Count is no balls, 1 strike. 2 outs, base is empty, top of the 6th. 1-0 KC. Pitcher's duel. Just gets a piece of that slider. Count is 0-2. Outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Chases a pitch. Trying to protect the plate with 2 strikes. Fouls it off. Manoa sets. And the battle continues. Pops it up right side. Near the stands. He doesn't make the catch. Mattingly over there at first base was trying to leap over the dugout railing in order to make the catch, but not enough room. Fouls it back. Count remains 1-2. Hard line drive. Caught by the left fielder. Hit it too hard for it to drop. Carried all the way out. So we go to the bottom of the 6th. Hank Thompson leads off, top of the order for the KC Royals. They lead 1-0. Hank Thompson's 0 for 2. In there, strike 1. Inside, count evens 1 ball and 1 strike. Outside, 2-1. Low hitters count, 3 balls and 1 strike. On deck is Monty Irvin. 2 dangerous hitters in a row. Outside corner, just gets the corner for full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Base is empty, bottom of the 6th. Just gets a piece to stay alive. The count will remain full. Out in front, pulls it down the right field line, out of play. Let's try the changeup. And he pulls it near the dugout, foul ball. That's a line drive. Base hit, leadoff single for Hank Thompson. And they got something cooking here in the bottom of the 6th. Ramos is pitching well. He's just, Alex Manoa is pitching better. So Monty steps in. Misses just off the black. Outside, ball 1. 0 for 2 is Monty. Line drive to center. Griffey is there, makes the catch for out number 1. No advance. So next up, Mike Piazza, who had a double in the right center field gap in his last at-bat. He is 1 for 2. Late on it, slices, foul. Strike 1. Throwdown is not in time. It's a stolen base by Hank Thompson. And Mike Piazza has a man in scoring position now. An insurance run over there at second base. No chance for Mitch Garver. A little bit of a delayed reaction, to be honest. Pulls it, third base line foul. Count remains 0-2 on Mike, on Magic Mike. Swing and a miss, struck him out, and there's 2 away. Blazing fastball for strikeout number 6 on the game. Here's the replay. In on his hands. So next up is Mike Trout with the runner in scoring position. 2 down. Misses with the fastball outside, ball 1. Trout's 0 for 2. Pulls it hard but foul. Strike 1. That's a deep drive to center. Griffey is on his horse. He's going back. He is making the catch on the warning track. Covered a lot of territory. Saved a run. At the end of 6, Kansas City still leads 1-0 here in Game 1 of the ALCS. So we go to the top of the 7th inning for Ken Griffey Jr., who's 0 for 2. Just made that amazing play in center field. Made it look easy. Runs like a Clydesdale. Fouls off the high fastball, strike 1. Again, Manoah is just pitching a gem. Only 70 pitches here in the 7th, bottom of the 7th inning. Line drive, pulled foul. 2 quick strikes on Ken Griffey Jr. Line drive, foul. Right side. Out of play. Line drive, played perfectly. Caught by the shortstop for out number 1. Next up, Miguel Cabrera 0 for 2. Hit it on the end of the bat. Timing was good, but high ball. Count is 1-0 on Cabrera. Hard line drive, base hit up the middle, and there is a 1-out single for the Connecticut Knights. That's the tying run at first here in the bottom of the 7th. Here's the replay. High fastball, took it back through the box. Next up, Carlos Delgado, 0 for 2. Slices down the left field line, out of play, strike 1. Carlos had 33 home runs during the regular season, 112 runs batted in. And that's headed towards the left center field gap, and it will dunk in there. It's going to be a single, but running from first to third is the base runner. Tying run is at third base with less than 2 outs. First and third here in the bottom of the 7th for the Connecticut Knights. Here's the replay. Just dunked it in between left and center. So next up is Robin Ramos with a chance to tie this ball game without the benefit of a base hit. Hits it hard, deep, but foul. Officially, he's 0 for 1 at the plate today. He was hit by a pitch in the 5th. Runners lead off first and third. 1 away. Again, out in front, pulls it into the camera well. And there are 2 quick strikes on the pitcher, the 2-way player. Here comes the 0-2. Chases a pitch high, was probably ball 1. Fouled it back. The zone has expanded somewhat. Needs to be more disciplined. Circle change outside, count is 1-2. In the dirt, count evens 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runners lead off first and third here in the 7th. 1-0 Kansas City. And that's a hard line drive headed towards the right center field gap. And it will one hop to the fence, rounding third and hanging home is the first run. The second run, rounding third and heading home. The throw to the plate is not in time. It is a 2-run double by Robin Ramos, taking matters into his own hands as the Kansas City now trails 2-1. Oh yeah. Here's the replay. Bask in the glory. Two-way player. Manager Alex Cora has seen enough. Alek Manoah deserved better. He pitched his behind off. He can only lose, can't win. Hilton Smith comes in relief. His 3rd appearance in the playoffs. He'll face Tim Salmon. Runner leads off second. Tim is 0 for 2. Chase the slider or a slurve or some kind of bendy action on that breaking ball. Swing and a miss, strike 1. 2-1 Connecticut here in the bottom of the 7th. And that's the line drive over the head of the first baseman and into right field. He'll stop at third. I'm very surprised that Mattingly didn't make that catch. He was an 8-time Gold Glove winner in real life. And honestly, as a fan of Don Mattingly, there's no way in the world he would not have made that catch in real life. Nevertheless, it's runners at first and third with 1 away for Bryson Stott. Fouled at the plate, strike 1. A little nubber at home plate that just went foul. So Stott steps in. Here's the 0-1. Inside count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Royals bullpen is active. You got Landon Sims, the right-hander, and Ron Guidry, the left-hander. Ron Guidry is a legendary player. I don't know what he's doing in the bullpen. Should be in the rotation. Not a lot of respect for Ron Guidry in this game, but whatever. And that's a line drive headed towards the right center field gap, and Thompson's not going to get there. That's also going to go to the wall. 1 run scores. Rounding third, a 2nd run will score. He is out at third, stretching a double to a triple, but it's a 2-run double. And the Connecticut Knights now lead 4-1 with a 4 spot here in the bottom of the 7th. Great relay defensively to throw him out at third for the 2nd out, but by that time the damage had already been done. 2 runs across the plate. Clutch hit by Bryson Stott. Next up, Mitch Garver, runner at third, 2 down. No, check that. Base is empty, 2 down. Swing and miss the fastball, strike 1. So they come through big here in game 1 of the ALCS. They're down 1-0 in the bottom of the 7th. Check that, top of the 7th. And they come up with 4 big runs. Pitch is high, count evens, 1 ball and 1 strike. And the half inning is not yet finished. Still 2 outs. Anything more can happen? Who knows? Like, for instance, that could be a double in the gap, but probably not. Trout is there, makes the catch, side retired. Again, they score 4 runs here in the bottom of the 7th to take a commanding 4-1 lead here in game 1 of the ALCS. Take me out to the ball game. Let's go to the bottom of the 7th. Ramos still on the mound pitching. Harmon Killebrew is 0 for 2. Makes solid contact, but late on the fastball. Fouls it up the first base line, strike 1. Out in front of the changeup, swing and a miss. Count quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. Let's try the curve. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Strikeout number 7 for Ramos. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Here's the replay. Next up is Don Mattingly. Donnie Baseball is 0 for 2. Fastball high, ball 1. Curveball inside, 2 balls, no strikes. Ramos needs to stop playing around. Just challenge hitters. Two-seam fastball in there, strike one. Line drive to center. Griffey is there. Makes the catch. 2 away. Hit it on the nose, but right at the center fielder. So 2 outs, base is empty. Ernie Banks is up 1 for 2 with a single. In there, strike one. First base line, foul. Ramos's pitch count is approaching that century mark. This is pitch number 94 on its way. Pops him up, right side, near the on-deck circle. Charging, he doesn't get there. Carlos Delgado does not get there. And hopefully they don't have to pay the price for that one. Count remains 0-2. Oh, it'll be forgotten in the annals of history as he swings and misses for strikeout number 8 at the very next pitch. So at the end of 7, it's 4-1. Connecticut leads. So we go to Dizzy, 1 for 3 to lead it off in the top of the 8th. Hilton Smith still on the mound. Pulls it foul. Strike one. Interesting when you look at the dugout and the camera well. They have these advanced cameras that are obviously, you know, accurate for MLB The Show 23. Pitches 1-1. Never are there any cameramen or women or persons manning the cameras. Low, 2 balls, 1 strike, as if the cameras work themselves. I always thought that was odd. You have all these people in the stands you can't put. The ball is up the middle, backhanded, strong throw, not in time, too much speed. Dizzy burning down the line. Here's the replay. Not much you could do. Hit up the middle, threw a strike, too much speed coming down the line. Next up, Derek Jeter. Bases empty. No, check that. Slurve inside, count as 1 ball, no strikes. No outs, runner at first. 3-run lead for Connecticut. Quick throw to first, he's back. Earlier in the contest, Dizzy Walsh was thrown out stealing. I wonder if he'll take off again. Late on the fastball, swing and a miss, strike one. Counting as 1 ball, 1 strike. Again, he's back. Late on this breaking ball, swing and a miss, count as 1 ball, 2 strikes to Jeter. Up the middle, 4, 6, 3, double play, and there are 2 outs. Here's the replay. Just a chopper to the second baseman, shoveled it, bare hand, over to first to complete the 4-6-3. Next up, Ken Griffey Jr. 0 for 3. Looked like it was high and outside, but called a strike by the home plate umpire. Count is 0-1. Hard but foul. Strike 2. High, 1 ball, 2 strikes. High again, 2-2. The bullpen for the Connecticut Knights is quiet, so obviously they have every intention of the starter, Robin Ramos, pitching the bottom of the 8th. Outside, 0-2 count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes is the count. 2 away, bases empty. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Hard grounder, but right at the second baseman. De La Cruz throws to first to retire the side. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's the Connecticut Knights 4, the Kansas City Royals 1. Game 1 of the ALCS. Okay, Ellie De La Cruz has a triple and a run scored, the only run for the KC Royals. I forever always want to say KC Chiefs. Fastball inside corner, strike one. I know they're the Royals, right behind home plate. It says the Royals in there, strike two. My brain goes KC Chiefs. Go figure. Oh, that's a deep drive. He has a triple. He may now have a home run, and he does. It's 4-2, Connecticut here in the eighth. First home run of the playoffs for De La Cruz. Here's the replay. Oof. Got every little bit of that. Projected distance 401 feet into the waterfall. So before Jerry Hairston gets a single pitch, the manager is going to go to the bullpen and is going to warm up both Clay Holmes and Rich Gossage. And the manager is going to go for a mound visit or send the pitching coach out to talk. A ploy to give both relievers a little time to get warm. As you can see, the energy is not too good. Total pitches number 98. It's at that century mark. Pitch to Hairston. In there, strike one. I highly doubt that Ramos will finish the eighth inning. Let's see what happens. Swing and a miss out in front of the changeup. Strike two on Hairston Jr. Here comes the 0-2. Deep but foul. Count remains 0-2 on Hairston Jr. Misses outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ramos wants to know where it was. You know where it was. It was outside. Stop wasting time, buddy. Down the right field line, charging. It is a foul ball. And it's a lazy fly ball to center, shallow. Griffey settles under it, makes the catch for out number 1 here in the bottom of the eighth. Next up, Hank Thompson, 1 for 3 with a single. At the knees for strike one. Slider in there, strike two. Fouls off the fastball down the left field line, out of play. Approaching 110 pitches. He is certainly in that danger zone. Chops the, what was that, a changeup, slider, down the left field line, out of play, strike two. Again, fouls it back. Strike three called. There are 2 away. Strikeout number 9. StatCast powered by Google Cloud, not a sponsor. Pitch sequence. Strikeout. All right, so Monty Irvin steps in. Base is empty. 2 outs here in the bottom of the eighth. It's going to be a 4-out save. That'll be all. Bullpen. Clay Holmes is going to sit there. Rich Gossage is going for a 4-out save. Let's put him in the game. Second playoff appearance. He does have a save. 2/3 of an inning. I'm simulating it. Quick manage. Fast forward to the next half inning. Fly out. Side retired. We go to the top of the 9th. Connecticut leads 4-2. Now pitching for the Royals, Landon Sims. Obviously, this is his first playoff appearance. He had a lovely ERA of over 11 during the regular season. My goodness. How did he even find a spot on the playoff roster with stats like that? Here in the top of the ninth, he will face Miguel Cabrera to lead it off. Chases a slider off the plate, swinging and a miss, strike one. And that's a hard line drive to center, but playable for Trout. And there's the first out here in the top of the ninth. Next up, Carlos Delgado, 1 for 3 with a single and a run scored. 4-2 Connecticut here in the ninth. Fastball is low, ball one. Two lefties warming in the Royals bullpen, Ron Guidry and Gregory Soto. Pulls it foul. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. High and outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Bases empty, 1 out. Top of the ninth, 4-2 Connecticut here in game 1 of the ALCS. Ball 3, hitters count. On deck, Robin Ramos. And that's a line drive, but headed right at Thompson in right for out number 2. So with 2 outs, up steps Robin Ramos, who had a 2-run double, the big hit in the 7th to finally put the fastball in there, strike one, to put the Connecticut Knights out in front for the first time in the game. Here comes the 0-1 pitch from Sims. Pulls it hard but foul, right into the net. Count is 0-2 to Ramos. And that's a line drive, base hit up the middle. 2-out single for Ramos, his second hit of the ball game. Clutch. He's clutch. Next up, Timmy Salmon. Your last name is Salmon. First name should be Timmy. Timmy Salmon. And that's a deep drive. Running play from Thompson. Lovely. We go to the bottom of the ninth. Last licks for the Kansas City Royals. Middle of the lineup, starting with Mike Piazza. They need 2 to tie. Can they do it? We're going to find out on the simulation. We're going to go to quick manage. Fast forward. This is the bottom of the ninth until the end of the game. Single, double, ground out, strikeout. The ball game over. The Knights have defeated the Royals 4-2. Ha ha. So, the Knights have taken Game 1 of the American League Championship Series here in year 2026. The winning pitcher is Robin Ramos, his first win here in this postseason. They need 3 more wins to go to the World Series. Will they get it? We shall see, said the blind man. We shall see. Okay, so since I only pitch and only play games involved with the starting pitcher, Robin Ramos, I'm actually going to go to the loading screens, the lobby or the menu options or whatever it is that you'd like to call it. And I'm going to simulate a few games until Robin Ramos' next start. So if you're out there with me, hang out for a few minutes and let's go through a couple of games simulated. Bang. Okay. Player of the game is Robin Ramos. Exit post game. Confirm exit. Hang out for a few minutes. Let's see how many games the computer decides through the simulation option. See how many games we deserve to win. All right, so Randy Johnson pitches game 2. Walker Buehler pitches game 3. Lefty Grove pitches game 4. At the very least, game 5 will be Robin Ramos again. So let's go. We're gonna. It looks like we're gonna play it, but I'm not. I'm gonna set up the lineup, press play, but then once we get into the game, I'm gonna simulate it, so it'll go much quicker. So let's see what happens with a 1-0 lead. Okay, few organizations games. Randy Johnson versus Garrett Cole. Play game. Do you want to proceed? All simulated games will proceed. Okay. Play full game. Second game, game 2 at Kaufman Stadium. Randy Johnson We will leave the lineup just the way it is. Oh, I see. Replace the player. Saying that we should change. Okay, I could do that. Why not? It's just one game. All right. Game 2 of the ALCS. Let's see what happens. On the road already, the Connecticut Knights have a 1-0 lead in the best-of-7 series. Garrett Cole, Dizzy Walsh, but we're going to quick manage and fast forward through the entire game. Third inning, still no score. Kansas City, 3-0 lead. 3-1, Kansas City. 4-1, Kansas City. 2-run home run from the Connecticut Knights makes it 4-3 here. Oh, 7-3. Kansas City puts some distance up. We're in the 5th inning, and they're back in it. It's a slugfest. 8-6, 10-6. We're in the 6th inning. It's a 4-run lead for Kansas City. Eighth inning, 10-6 lead for Kansas City. 12-6. Last licks. The Royals have defeated the Knights 12-6 and tie the series at 1 game apiece, heading back to Crosley Field for Game 3. Here is your line score. Randy Johnson, 3 1/3, 7 earned runs. Ugly. Okay, let's go. Let's continue. See how far we can get before Robin Ramos makes his second and probably final start in the ALCS. Okay. Walker Buehler. View organization's games. Play game. Okay. Full game. This one is at the Knights. Stadium for the Knights is Crosley Field. Walker Buehler. So, series best of 7 tied at 1 apiece. We go to the home stadium for the Connecticut Knights for Game 3 of the ALCS. Quick manage. We fast forward to the end of the game. Whatever the computer gods decide, they decide. Connecticut, grand slam, 4-0 lead. They cut the lead in half. It's 4-2, 5-2, 3-run lead for Connecticut. We're in the 4th. It's 5-2 Connecticut. Pivotal Game 3, 5-2 here in the 9th. And the Knights have defeated the Royals 5-2 and take a 2-1 lead in the best of 7 here in the ALCS. Oh yeah. So the Knights are in good shape. Walker Buehler, 8 innings. Pitched 2 runs, 7 strikeouts. Took care of business. Tasked with stopping the bleeding. So Confirm exit. So we're going to go to game 4. So we'll see if they take a 2-2 series tie or a commanding 3-1 lead in a best of 7. We shall see. Right here, right now. Lefty Grove is our starter. View organization's games. Al Leiter. Play full game. Knights. Nope. Classic Stadium, Crosley Field. So, 2-1 lead for Connecticut. Game 4 on its way. If you're still hanging out, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It's not a good weather day for Game 4 here in Crosley Field. Hopefully Lefty Grove can brave the elements. Quick manage. Fast forward. End of the game. Kansas City takes an early 2-0 lead. They get one back. It's 2-1 Kansas City. Tie ball game, 2-2 here. 4-2 Connecticut here in the 4th. 3 spot in the bottom of the 4th inning. Five-2 here in the 6th. Connecticut leads. 7-2, 10-2. They pull away here in the pivotal game 4. 11-2, 14-2. We go to the 9th. Last licks. It's a blowout. They take a commanding 3-1 lead as the Knights defeat the Royals 14-2. So, with an elimination game looming, the next game will be pitched by Robin Ramos. Lefty Grove, 8 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 8 strikeouts, does the job. Leiter, not so much. Knights lead the series 3-1. One more victory, and the Knights advance to the World Series here in 2026. Exit the postgame, confirm exit. Sweet. All right, so let's set it up for Robin Ramos to pitch. Now, let's set up the rest of the rotation. So we have Vida Blue and Randy Johnson. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the pitching rotation, and Vida Blue is the next person in the rotation. So we're going to go that, Vida Blue, and then Randy Johnson. Okay. So then if we go back to the calendar, the next game in the calendar is pitched by Robin Ramos, and then a day off, and then Vida Blue, and then if there is a necessary for a game 7, it will be pitched by Randy Johnson. But let's hope that that's not the case. Let's hope that we... So as you can see, the playoff bracket as it stands, the left side of the bracket, the red side is the American League. CTK is the Connecticut Knights. They have a commanding 3-1 lead over the Kansas City Royals. One more win and they make it to the World Series. On the other side, in the National League Championship Series, San Francisco Giants have a 3-2 lead on the San Diego Padres. The next game will be Jesus Luzardo versus Robin Ramos at home against Kansas City. We're not going to pitch that one. That will be the next game, the next live stream, probably tomorrow evening. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. I'm Chris Ramos. It has been my pleasure to entertain you. Hopefully you could bear the sound of my voice. I love doing play-by-play. So hopefully you loved it too. Anyway, take care. See you again soon.